Welcome back. Today we are going to explore one of the most important stories in wearable technology. The Apple Watch Ultra 3 is on the horizon, and it is bringing with it a mix of excitement, curiosity, and even a little disappointment for some fans. This is not just another small upgrade. It is part of Apple's larger vision to turn its watches into health companions, safety tools, and adventure partners. In this section, we are going to take a deep dive into the first half of the story: the new chipset, the display connectivity, health monitoring, and design refinements. By the end, you will have a clear understanding of why Apple has made certain choices, and what those choices mean for everyday users. Apple's September event has always been a stage for surprises. Year after year, people tune in to see the new iPhone lineup. But in recent years, something interesting has happened. The Apple Watch has slowly become just as important. The Series 11, the SE 3, and especially the Ultra 3 are not accessories anymore. They are central products in Apple's strategy. This year, Apple is not just adding small cosmetic touches, it is making decisions that will shape the future of its wearables. Some of those decisions are bold, like satellite connectivity. Others are more cautious, like sticking to an old chipset architecture. Together, they tell a fascinating story. Let's begin with the heart of the device, the chips. Apple calls it the S11. On the surface, this sounds like a fresh new start, a brand new chip, a brand new generation. But when we look closer, the truth is more subtle. The S11 is still built on the same T8310 architecture that powered the S9 and the S10 before it. That means the Ultra 3 is not suddenly twice as fast, nor is it designed to break performance records. Instead, the focus here is efficiency. Apple has kept the dual-core CPU. It has kept the 4-core neural engine. Storage is still 64 GB. Ultra-wideband support remains. None of these things sound dramatic at first, but they point toward a clear philosophy. Smartwatches are not laptops. They are not phones. You do not run heavy video editors or games on them. You glance at notifications, track workouts, monitor sleep, or check a map on a hike. The workloads are light. What matters most is that the watch feels smooth, reliable, and consistent. Apple understands this. Rather than chasing raw numbers, the company has worked on thermal management, battery efficiency, and space inside the casing. Every millimeter saved in the chip's layout can be used for better sensors, larger batteries, or more advanced antennas. That is why the S11 is not about speed. It is about creating room for everything else. Apple is also saving the true generational leap for the S12 expected in 2026. So, while some fans may call this underwhelming, it is actually a strategic pause before the next big step. Now, let's talk about the display. This is where most users will immediately notice a difference. The resolution has moved from 410 by 500 pixels to 422 by 514. At first glance, these numbers look small, just a tiny bump, but the real story is in the bezels. By trimming them down, Apple has created a larger viewing area without making the watch itself bulkier. The Ultra 3 could reach close to a 50mm case, making it the largest Apple Watch yet. For users, this translates into sharper text, clearer images, and more space for apps or workout stats. Screen quality has always been a point of pride for Apple. Last year, the Series 10 briefly stole the spotlight because it had a better display than the Ultra 2. That was thanks to LTPO3 technology, which improved brightness, efficiency, and viewing angles. Apple does not want its premium line to fall behind. The Ultra 3 will reclaim its crown with an even brighter, more efficient panel. This matters more than people think. Imagine standing under bright sunlight, trying to read your heart rate during a run, or navigating a map on a hike where visibility is critical. A brighter, sharper, and more efficient screen is not just luxury, it is practicality. From display, let's move to something revolutionary: connectivity. For the first time, an Apple Watch will feature independent satellite support. This is not the same as the emergency satellite link introduced on the iPhone that required your phone to do the heavy lifting. The Ultra 3 itself will be able to connect to satellites directly. Think about what that means. You are hiking in the mountains, far from any cell tower. You are exploring a desert with no Wi-Fi in sight. You are sailing miles offshore. In those situations, the Ultra 3 can let you send a message or call for help without depending on a phone or traditional network. This is a genuine life-saving tool. Alongside satellites, the Ultra 3 is also expected to support 5G for the very first time. But here, Apple has made another interesting choice. Instead of Qualcomm modems, the company is turning to MediaTek's RedCap technology. RedCap is designed for smaller devices. It provides faster data and lower latency than LTE, but it avoids the extreme battery drain of full 5G. Again, the theme here is balance. You get speed where it matters: notifications, calls, quick app updates without destroying the watch's limited battery. This combination of satellite and RedCap 5G pushes the Ultra 3 into a new era. It is no longer just a wearable accessory. It is becoming a communication device in its own right. Health tracking has always been Apple's strongest card in the smartwatch game. The Ultra 3 continues that tradition. The big new feature here is hypertension detection. Now, let's be clear, this is not a full replacement for a medical-grade cuff. The watch will not give you exact systolic and diastolic numbers. Instead, it is designed to detect patterns. It can spot when your blood pressure is trending upward or when there is a sudden spike. Hypertension is often called the silent killer because people may not feel symptoms until it is too late. A nudge from the watch to check in with a doctor could make all the difference. When we combine this with existing tools like ECG blood oxygen monitoring, atrial fibrillation alerts, fall detection, and sleep tracking, we see the bigger picture. The Ultra 3 is not just measuring data, it is becoming a comprehensive health companion. For many people, this is the true reason to buy an Apple Watch, not for performance numbers or design tweaks, but for peace of mind. Charging is another area where Apple has listened to feedback. The Ultra 2 took nearly an hour to charge from 0 to 80%. The Ultra 3 cuts that time in half. Thanks to a new rear casing made of metal, the watch can dissipate heat more effectively. That means faster charging without overheating. For travelers, hikers, or busy professionals, this is a huge convenience. Imagine topping up your watch in just half an hour before heading out for the day. Combined with the already strong 36 battery life, this makes the Ultra 3 far more practical. Finally, let's touch on design. Apple is not reinventing the wheel here. The titanium body remains, the flat sapphire display remains. The rugged, adventure-ready build is still the same, but there are refinements. Thinner bezels make the display feel larger. The rear panel has been improved. Small, subtle tweaks give the Ultra 3 a fresher look while keeping the identity of the Ultra line intact. Apple tends to keep design cycles. For several years, the Ultra line is still young. These refinements are enough to keep it modern without changing what people already love about it.